Hello everyone, we're back. We are officially the worst team in the league. Woo! Yay, go Redshirts, worst team in the league. But we are up against the Abyss Stalkers, and the Abyss Stalkers are a team that have only just won their first game. So we might have a chance, even though fans don't think we have a chance. But what do they know apart from everything? Listen. Our scout has identified that the enemy top laner is their key player. And although most of his stats are pretty good, considering the level we are at, especially these purple stats over here, his mental and his focus are absolute. So I think what we could do is maybe try and gank him a lot early, play through our top laner, because if we can break this guy's mental, maybe that's the key to victory. Bearing in mind what I just said, I was pretty confident heading into the draft phase. Strategy had been identified. We opened off with a cavalry pick, giving us insane pick and engage potential. And then we followed that up with fighter and pole warrior to give us a little bit of lockdown and even more engage potential. Rounding off the draft, we went lightning mage, who has some hard crowd control in their kit, as well as the hook champion executioner, giving us the ability to potentially pick enemy champions off. I was thinking this would work out pretty well for us at the time. Okay, here we go. Let's see if my strategy pays off. We want to break the spirit of the opposition top laner. That's our job in this game. As we get a nice little hook in the bot lane, we've got some action going on here in the top lane. Oh god.
30 seconds. That's all it's taken, folks, for the Redshirts to lose their top laner. I think we might be witnessing an absolute calamity once again.
And things just went from bad to worse in top lane during that match. And it wasn't much better anywhere else on the map. There were a few good plays from our bot lane, but overall, the game was just a bit of a disaster. That being said, although we were down, we weren't out yet. The opposition went for a strange draft that didn't really have an awful lot of synergy, I felt. Whereas we picked a team based around protecting the president, which is of course the sniper. And things actually went pretty well. We ended up picking off the enemy team consistently. We got a lot of damage out. We had slows from our white mage. And more impressively, for his absolute dog piece of that the top laner on our team was in the first game, they turned it completely around in the second game, having the game of their life and carrying us to a very improbable turnaround. We still got absolutely fisted in the next leg, and we also lost our next match after that too. So we'll pick things up in the future. Future. Okay, we are back for another game. I will be commentating. This will be more like the normal experience, but yeah, I thought I'd be a little bit more experimental with the format of the video, with the earlier stuff, just because I want to make sure that there's a bit of a narrative arc to the Let's Play. So some of it will be me talking over the action, like this game, for example, and some of it might be more of a retrospective. Let me know in the comments if you liked or disliked the way in which I produced, like the difference between this match, this game. Sorry, game. Fuck me, I can't talk. This video and prior ones, or not. I mean, mostly, like I say, I'm doing this as my own kind of project, learning experience. But if you have any feedback, it's I will read it, I promise. As we join the action anyway in this match, I've got a new plan, okay? You'll notice that we've picked up the sniper and the shield bearer, and this time they're in the bottom lane. But my new strategy is I've looked at the players on our team, and all of them are pretty bad at hitting skill shots. So I've drafted on the basis of picking champions that don't really have skill shots. Like the top laner has no skill shots. Our jungler, the Magic Knight, doesn't have many. Ice Mage has a few, but we did need some magic damage on the team. Shield Bearer I don't think has any, and interestingly Sniper doesn't really have any apart from their ultimate, but all their other abilities are just like what we'd call point and click abilities in League of Legends. So like the game does the aiming for you. Oh god, this was maybe it's not the right strategy, but my thought was, anyway, with our composition, is that that might help mitigate the fact that our players are really quite bad individually in terms of their skill. So that was my thought. The other thing that some of you might have sorted already is I've put Uncle, the player, back in the top lane instead of Crit Hero. I was looking at the statistics of how well or how poorly Crit Hero has played, and they've played really, really, really badly, apart from one match. So that's the reason for the change. Uncle loses a duel. Now, that doesn't mean that Uncle's going to play that much better, but the one benefit that Uncle does have is that their mental and their focus is actually really good. Whereas Crit Hero, all of his stats are really bad. The other thing that Uncle has going on is that they have a really, really high calling attribute, which is one of the 4 core personality kind of traits. You can't change them, you can't chain them, players can't lose them. That's just kind of what makes them unique. And Uncle's calling out, which is like his leadership quality, it's what his communication, it's his telling the team what to do. It's really, really high. So one of the things that's been really frustrating about watching the way our team plays is that we tend to be very disjointed and disorganized. My hope is that with Uncle in the lineup, we actually might be a bit more organized because we have a leader on the team. There you go, this is kind of working. Uncle's kind of like, hey, follow me, follow the leader, I'm Uncle. And we're hunting people down. That time, obviously we lost the Serpent, but the enemy kind of disorganized afterwards, although this is quite scary. A huge wave in the bottom that the team is going to have to clear out. We've lost a lot of gold. We're down just about 10,000 gold. It's really a all hands on deck kind of situation because this could be going terribly. Whoa! Kill for Uncle. Shield Bearer of the Taunt, which helped. But yeah, a lot of gold still has gone over to the enemy team. This could be something though. We've got numbers advantage here. Maybe we can pick up a kill on the support. No, don't know. At the moment, we've survived. It does kind of feel like the quintessential Redshirt situation, which is just delaying. God, I can't speak. Delaying the inevitable. That's what it feels like is going on here. As we do lose the tree. Of course, it's no tree, nor is it Treebeard, which is what I was trying to do an impression of there. Ooh, look at that stylish ultimate from the Shadowmancer on the opposition side to force us to disengage. But there's a fight breaking out here. Big taunt from the Shield Bearer. Ugh. Okay, 2 kills apiece. Sniper's still up. I don't think we can get this objective. We lose Shield Bearer. We also lose Sniper. That wasn't great. Luckily. I mean, okay, no, we're now 12,000 gold down, so I was going to say, maybe it went a bit better for us overall than the past. No, I think it went actually even slightly worse than what we've been doing this match. Luckily, the Morgrad buff is over, or just about over. So, got a bit of time to survive. There's a big taunt. Okay, big taunt into a kill. A solo kill in the top lane from Uncle, who has actually got a 3-level lead on the Lancer. And we have set up the split pushing strategy in this match, so Uncle being relevant and strong is very significant for our team's chances of winning. It does give us a win con, is what I'm saying. And there's a lot of standing gold on the map, so if by some miracle we can win this team fight, we might be able to start turning things around. Look at that. We pick up a kill on the Pyromancer. We've also taken down the Shadowmancer. A lot of Mancers falling down. It's a bad time to be a Mancer. Enemy jungler in the area. They could steal the objective. They don't. We taken the tree. And we're taking more. We're not done yet. Okay, we're done now. Will we take this middle tower? I'd like to see us take it. And we do. So there's some gold. I think there's a lot of gold that goes on the whole team whenever a tower is taken. So that's nice. We're clawing back the deficit. We're 5,000 gold down now. We've halved the deficit already. A fight breaking out over the Serpent. We are over here all together. Huge Shadowmancer ultimate. Oh, this is... Okay, we lose the Sniper and we lose Uncle, which is like all of our team's damage gone. But everyone else kind of backs off, so... That's something. We still got the buff on the minions for a little bit. But I don't think we're going to be able to do much more of it. Still, we've halved just about the deficit in terms of gold that we were on previously. So that is something. And our champions remain easier, I think, to execute. Like, that's still the core part of my strategy. And it's still, you know, even with us being behind. In fact, it might be that it's I was going to say it might be that it's even more. I suppose it's really helpful just in general, whether we're ahead or behind, because it means that it's easier for our terrible players to maybe do well, he says as Uncle gets completely caught out and dies on his own. We're going to need to do something big here without Uncle. The enemy team's struggling to get through Shield Bearer. We do pick up some kills. Look at this. Even without Uncle. Who needs your Uncle when you've got a Sniper and a Shield Bearer? And actually, the Magic Knight as well was quite durable there. I think a lot of damage was soaked up by just the presence of Shield Bearer. The presence of Magic Knight. Possibly the fact that they used a bunch of abilities on Uncle before that fight. And now, look at that. We are cleaning things up. We are taking this tree down, surely. And we do take the tree down. We're only 3,000 gold down now. It feels like we're genuinely coming back into this game. We've got a big wave in the middle. Are we going to keep pushing? Well, we take one tower. There's possibly more towers to take here. Come on. Okay, we take all of their towers and then we back off. We still have the Morguard buff, but we're going to pivot over to the Serpent. Oh, I don't like that. Wow. Somehow the Sniper lives. Uncle split pushing in the bottom lane gets a kill. They're just not going to be stopped. Look, they're still going. They're still going. Uncle's just like, you know what? I'm going to end this game. There you go. Uncle diff. That's what we call an Uncle diff. This game, I've skipped the drafts. But I think the draft, it's a different, it's a similar, well, our draft is interesting. So we got Pole Warrior in the top lane. We got the Hitman I've put actually in the middle lane, and we've got the Inquisitor in the jungle. So we've got quite a lot of engage. The most interesting part is this, the bottom lane, and I like what I'm seeing early. I've gone for Vampire plus Ogre into Monk plus Ghost, and Ghost is functionally a lot like the Ghost from Pac-Man. He wants to get on you and nibble your face, and you know what? The Ogre quite likes getting nibbled on. He's quite into that. Because every time the Ogre takes damage, it increases their max HP. So the other thing that Ogre has is a stun. So they're a melee champion, but if they bash you in the head with their club, they do a little stun. So I'm hoping that that will be all right, and we can kind of scale Ogre's health. Vampire also likes being nibbled on a little bit. Not quite as much as the Ogre, but he's into it too. He's into the kink as well. And we're not here to shame anyone. In fact, we're actually actively encouraging it. Because, yeah, Vampire has a little bit of sustain. Ogre's very, very tanky. So I'm hoping that there'll be a lot of fighting in the bottom lane so that we can scale off of that. Top lane's not looking so good at the moment. It is a matchup that I would expect Uncle to win, but... Hey, look, this isn't so bad, though. Are we going to get a... yeah. a long drawn out fight, maybe, over the Serpent, would be to our advantage, because Uncle would be allowed to kind of come back into things in the top lane, potentially. But he just... Uncle tanks 2 tower shots and then decides to leave. So, we don't get a tower. That was just quite bad. There you go, munch on that ogre, just a little bit. Let me scale. You can see, by the way, if you hover over the icons down here at the bottom left, you can see the ogre has 24 next to this, like, symbol. I can't mouse over it, but there's a symbol. That means he's got 24 stacks of the HP effect that he gets. So you can kind of see. The user interface isn't the most intuitive thing, but you can kind of see some of the scaling. Anyway, the game's pretty even at the moment. We're down very slightly, but more or less everyone is reasonably even. It's just the jungle where there's a big noticeable difference. But this fight going pretty well for us, actually. Enemy is staggered. That's a big ultimate from the hammer, but we are picking up kills. Nice. Am I running away? Surely we're going to get this tree, right? Oh. We don't get the tree. We did all of that work and the enemy team took the tree. I suppose both junglers were dead, so it ended up being a coin flip and we lost the coin flip. We're going to lose this down here? We're going to lose this down here as well. Okay, we're going to lose this down here as well. Is this another tipping point? The ITV show? I'm sure it's an ITV show. Maybe it's on a different channel. Just a shill for ITV. I don't watch TV. I only watch TV when I'm at my partner's parents' house and we have to watch some TV. So all of my contemporary television knowledge in the UK comes from fleeting moments of seeing things like Tipping Point, which has apparently been etched into my consciousness. Enemy team making really good use of the Morgard buff. Really sketchy stuff here in the middle lane. So now how many... We're not... Again, we're still not massively down in gold. In fact, Uncle taking that tower, it's kind of evened things up. Of course, Uncle is going to go into the shadow realm. But we're fighting back in the middle lane. I am a little bit concerned. So Ogre's a champion where I think they benefit a lot from gold. Because you can give them... You buy items with gold. And that makes him more useful, right? But because they're... Oh... Yeah, okay. Okay. I think this game might be over. Of the highlights, because I think... Well, I think this is just game here, isn't it? Let me speed it up. Okay, yeah, that's the game. Hello again, everybody. It's Mus here, and I would really have liked to have shown you the final round of that match, because, well, we ended up winning. And in principle, I should be able to go into the replay, and I should be able to click watch here and be able to record and show you the full match. But every time I click the watch button and play this out, we don't get a replay of the actual match that happened. We get a replay that shows us being absolutely fisted by the Glacier Wyverns and losing. So I'd be commentating over something that didn't actually happen. So I can't show you that. One of the things that the patch notes do say is that every time there's a patch, they update the match engine, and then that might cause replays to not work properly. And I was hoping that I'd be able to use the replay feature to show you either in, probably not in this video, it would have been what would have happened next video, but I'm doing it now. We actually won our next game as well. We beat the Arcane Crows. So in the league table, we are now up to 8th, and we have 3 wins. So we're only 2 games technically off of 7th place, although our goal difference, as it were, is pretty tragic. We did the same sort of strategy in beating the Arcane Crows. We tried to, I mean, the first match was, I didn't draft very well. But after that, we got our sniper staple, and it would have been really cool actually to show you the deciding match from this game, because I did something a little bit weird. I picked the Ghost and I picked the Plague Doctor. And Plague Doctor isn't a champion that we've seen in this series so far. And if I go to the statistics, we are the only team that has picked him. And we picked up a win because, I mean, I'm just the best coach ever, clearly. But what's really interesting about Plague Doctor is that they are less a Plague Doctor and more a roid merchant, I want to say, because their whole thing is that they inject themselves and an ally and then increase their attack speed and movement speed, or give them more range and so on and so on. And their ultimate, like, puts them down to 1 HP, but makes them invincible for a period of time, and gives them a lot of move speed and stuff. So they can, I've seen the AI use this in prior saves, like really, really badly, but it can also be really, really impactful. And we paired that with the Ghost in that game, and it worked incredibly well. We also had the Lightning Mage who has a lot of stuns in their kit. And so, yeah, it's a shame that I wasn't able to show you that final game, because it went really well, but the replay's all messed up, so now I can't actually show you it to you, because I didn't record it live. I figured, oh, game's got a replay system, so it'll be fine. Well, the game's replay system isn't working properly, so I can't show you any of this stuff. But for the next episode, we have a patch that will have dropped, so maybe I'll go back to a more traditional style, or I'll just make sure that I do record every match that I play in my time, even if I don't talk over it at the time, and then I can talk over it in post. I'll figure it out. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Bye!